Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, welcome to the Daily Grind. How you doing out there this morning? Good, I hope. Hope you have a great morning. Hope you have a great day. Let's get crack-a-lacking. This one grinds my gears, so I got to talk about it. God's will. People say, I don't know what God's will is for me. I don't know what God's will is for me. Well, I'll tell you what, it ain't sitting on your butt doing nothing. People say, well, if God wants me to have a woman, he'll drop one in my life. That ain't how it works, dude. If you want something, you got to go and get it. It says in the book, you got to make your way in this world. I won't do it for you. So if you want something, you ask for it, and then you get moving. It's pretty simple. If you're talking to God and you say, I need a good woman in my life, then you got to get out there and get looking. Now, that don't mean you jump on the first one that comes along and say, okay, this is God's will. No. Pay attention. When you ask God for help with something, listen. He'll give you some guidance. He'll send you in the right direction. Whatever it might be that you're looking for. If you ask God to move a mountain, you better bring a shovel and you better start digging. Now, once you start digging, you might think, man, he ain't sending me no help. And then a few days down the road, along comes a little small tractor and starts digging with you. And then a little while later, along comes a big tractor and a dump truck and they start digging with you. Before you know it, you get all kinds of help there and that mountain's getting moved. But you've got to take action. God is not going to do it for you. You can't just say, well, if it's God's will, I'll have it. No, that's not how it works. I want a new house. If it's God's will, I'll have one. If you want a new house, you get your butt to the bank, you get pre-qualified, and you start looking. If a deal comes up and it don't work, don't get bent out of shape. Just say, okay, I know God's got something better in mind, so I'm going to wait for that to come along. I'm going to keep looking. So that's kind of how that works. You've got to move. Again, you've got to make your way in this world. So this is what I say nowadays. So when I say, all right, God, I'd like to have this in my life, whatever it might be, I say after that, however, if you have something better in mind, lead me to that. I don't say just drop it in my lap. I say, lead me to that. Let me know what it is I got to do, and I'll do it. I always say, lead me to what's better. Give me the intuitive thought that I need to get moving, to get towards what I want. And then when I get that intuitive thought, or I get that hit from God, I act on it. Now, it might seem weird. When I was trying to buy a new house, I said, all right, God, I don't know how to do this. I don't think I can do this financially. However, there's a way, and you know it. So I'm asking for you to guide me to the house, the perfect house for me. You know where it is. You know what I want. You know how to get me there. The first thought that came to mind was go get pre-qualified. So I did. I went to the bank and got pre-qualified for a certain amount of money. And then I got busy looking. I found a place a couple towns over, 7 acres of land, real good deal. The owner would finance it. I was even going to be able to do some work for him and pay for the land. It's like, this is awesome. Then I can just get a loan for the bank to build a house. Well, I went and checked on the property at the Registry of Deeds, and he'd sold all the front land. There was no right of way to it. Anyways, after a bunch of running around, I figured that wasn't going to work. At first, I got bent out of shape. Then I said, no, God's working. Give him time. I found a house up the road, pretty good price. Needed a lot of work, but I could do the work on it. This real estate agent, she had other things in mind other than selling me a house. We don't need to talk about that, but I wasn't interested in that. And she refused to put in, she just neglected to put in my offer. She took a bigger one, which really upset me, and I was going to just rip her a new one. And then I said, I had the thought, God's working, give him time. And I let it go. And about 3 months later, I was sitting on my couch at home, and I had this thought to go see this guy. God said, go see this guy, he's hurting. So I jumped on my motorcycle and went up and see him. In the conversation with this guy, he said they were buying the house next door. They already had one with a lot of land. And through the conversation, it ended up him saying, well, if you want it, here's the guy's number, you call the guy. I called the guy and I bought it. Now, I didn't go up there looking for a house. I followed God's lead. He said, go see this guy, he's hurt. And I went up to talk to him, and I ended up with my house. That's how it works. Ask God for guidance and get busy moving. God's will isn't passive. It isn't sitting on your butt and it's all going to happen for you. You got to make your way in this world. If you ask God for something, or there's something in your life you want, you ask him for guidance, and then you get moving. You get moving towards what that is, and listen and pay attention and act when he tells you something. Like I said, if you ask God to move a mountain, you better bring a shovel because you've got some work to do. He'll help you do it, but he's not going to do it for you. That's my story on that. Hey, you got something you want to hear me talk about? By all means, send me a message and we'll get it on here. Hope you have a great day. Over.